My dear friends, hello and welcome to my home practice. This is not something that I'm used to do. You can tell, I'm sure. And also know that this is not planned and there is no cameraman, so it's just me. There is no proper camera and no proper microphone. This is just my best effort to give you something so you can practice at home, so you can have a home practice. This could be actually the beginning of your home practice. Who knows, it might inspire you. So for today, what we will need is just simply a mat. If you have props like yoga blocks, it might help you, but they will not be necessary. I will try to give you options that you will not use any props. And it will be a very simple practice, just to get you move, just to give you the idea of working on your own. And also, please give it a try. Not the particular video, but your home practice. What I find the most difficult part of my home practice are the first 2 to 5 minutes, yes? Sometimes because of lack of inspiration, sometimes because it doesn't have the same energy as when you are in a room filled with other practitioners, yes, or with someone observing you. But give it a try, yes, and sometimes it's actually better. So to start off with, let's start here in Svastikasana. So cross your legs into the center of the shin bones and then press the fingertips on the floor. Now here, again, if you have blocks, you can sit on the blocks. You can use blankets to sit on if you find that your knees are too high, because we want the knees to be somewhere in line with the hips or even lower than the hips. So fingertips on the floor, press the fingertips down to lift the sternum and feel this length of the side of your body, the length of the spine. And as you lengthen the spine and you lift the spine and the sternum up, allow the feet and the legs to descend to the floor, to relax down to the floor. And then move the elbows back. And as you move the elbows back, observe this opening of the front of the chest. The collarbones are extending out to the side. So elbows back, extend the collarbones, lift the sternum, relax release the legs down. Now, keeping this expansion of the chest, move the elbows out. And now you can feel how different it is on the upper back. The shoulder blades, while they are moving into the body, they are not pressing against each other. Lengthen the spine and then keep your gaze forward and allow your gaze to become soft. Your peripheral vision is expanding. Then slowly allow the eyes to close. Move your attention inwards. Join the palms together without compromising the lift of the spine, and bow your head to your heart. By observing the breath, allow your attention to move inwards, observing the mental and the physical state without judgment, without control, simply observing. How do you feel today? How do you feel now? Accepting things as they are and moving on with your practice. Dedicating the next couple of minutes, not couple of minutes, the next time, dedicating this time to yourself and to the movement of your body, to your practice. And release the palms down. Lift your head, open the eyes. Already it feels different, yes? Now change the crossing of the legs. Again, crossing at the center of the shin bones, press the fingertips, extend the side body, lift the sternum. And this time bring the arms overhead, lengthening the spine. You want to move the fingertips up towards the ceiling without pushing the floating ribs forward, yes? Extend, 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 lengthen the body. Open the arms out to the side. And then exhale, release down. And come up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand in Tadasana with the feet hip width apart. Make sure that all the corners of the feet are pressing down and move your weight back to the heels. Lift the sternum and extend the arms by the side of your body. Keep your gaze facing forward. Find the ease into the pose. Bring the fingertips in front of your chest and open the legs wide, feet wide into Uddita Hasta Baddhasana. Feet are parallel together. Toes are pointing forward. Make sure that the toes are not pointing out to the side. Arms are open out to the side. Engage the top of the thighs. Move the top of the thighs back and the center of the buttocks forward. Press the outer heels down and lift the sternum. Breathing in and out. Move the left foot in and the right foot out in 90 degrees. Inhale and then exhale, extend your right side body, moving into Uddita Trikonasana. Rest the space between the thumb and the index finger on the shin bone. Press it down and lift the chest. Bring the left hand to your hip and move the elbow back. This is helping you to open the chest. Keep the chest facing forward, and you can even keep the head facing forward for now. Press the feet down to the floor. Roll the right thigh out. Move the right buttock, the right hip forward. And then when you feel comfortable, lift the left arm towards the ceiling. You can stay with the head facing forward, and you can turn the head up towards the ceiling. Breathing in and out from the nose. And now press the feet down to come up. Right foot in, Uddita Hasta Baddhasana. Right foot more in and then left foot out 90 degrees. Moving into Trikonasana, other side. Lengthen the left side body. You can keep your right hand already to your hip. Extend the left side body, lengthening the spine. Rest the space between the thumb and the index finger on your shin bone. Right elbow back, open the chest, extend the spine, pressing the back heel down to the floor. When you feel comfortable, lift the right arm up and maybe turn the head up towards the ceiling or the right thumb. That is not necessary. You can keep your head forward. Press the feet down, inhale, come up. And then left foot forward, Uddita Hasta Baddhasana. Inhale here. Exhale, join the feet together, Tadasana. Again, fingertips in front of your chest, inhale. Exhale, step the feet out, Uddita Hasta Baddhasana. Left foot in, right foot out. Moving into Virabhadrasana 2. Now first thing here you do is to press the back heel, the left outer heel down to square your hips. Roll the right thigh out, press the mount of the big toe, And then exhale, bend the right knee. Keeping the back heel pressing down, the back leg straight. Try to create a 90-degree angle with the right knee. So you want your right thigh to be somewhere parallel to the floor. And then turn your head, gazing over the middle finger of your right hand. And press the feet down, inhale up, right foot in, and now left foot out into exhale, bend the knee, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, turn the gaze. While you bend the left knee and you turn the gaze to the left side, don't move to the left side. Keep your mind into the right hand, the back hand, so you're not falling over with the torso forward. And now press the feet, inhale, come up, feet forward, fingertips in front of your chest, exhale, Tadasana. We will move into Vriksasana pose, tree pose. Now, we will start with lifting the right leg up, yes? So, first, feel how is your contact with the floor. And before lifting any leg, feel the outer hips pressing into your body. Keep that. And then bring your hands to your hips to remind you how they need to move in, so you're not like this or like that. Yes. Lift the chest. Press from the outer hip, press the heel down. From the outer left hip, press the left heel down to the floor. As you bend the right knee and you lift your right foot up, grab the ankle of your right foot, move the right knee out, point the right heel, and place the right heel into the inner left thigh. Keep pressing the heel into the thigh and the outer thigh into the heel. You can stay here holding the right ankle, you can bring your hands to your hips, or you can bring the arms overhead. You cannot see here my arms as they are off the camera, but they are pointing up, straight arms, fingertips up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, but they don't necessarily have to touch. Keep extending the inner thigh to the inner knee. And breathe. And then exhale, release the right foot out, down. Now moving to the other side, from the right outer hip, moving in and pressing the right heel down, lift the left foot from the floor, take the ankle, point the heel, and bring the heel at the very top of the inner thigh. Lift the chest, press the heel into the thigh into the heel, and lift the chest. Bring the arms over the head. Lengthen the spine and breathe. Keep pressing the heel into the inner thigh into the heel, and at the same time extending from the inner thigh, inner hip into the inner knee, moving out. And then exhale, release the arms down and foot to the floor. If you find it hard to balance here, you can use the wall. There are different props you can use. But if you don't want to use any props and you don't want to move, you can just simply keep the toes on the floor. Yes, take knees moving out. The rotation is happening at the very top of the thigh. You can have the heel resting on the shin bone and the toes to the floor. And then slowly you can lift it a bit higher so the toes are not touching to the floor. Just make sure that the heel is not on the knee. It's either below the knee or above the knee, but don't press the knee. And feel free to pause the video, to try a pose and go back. Yes? Okay. Moving on into Uddita Parsvagonasana. For this pose, you can use blocks on the back of your mat. But you don't have to. If you don't have blocks, you can either have the palm on the floor, if it's easy for you to reach, fingertips on the floor, or you can rest the elbow just above the knee. I will show all the possible options. For this reason, for the right side, I will turn my back to the camera. So fingertips are in front of the chest, open the feet wide into Uddita Hasta Padasana, left foot in, right foot out 90 degrees, inhale, exhale, bending the right knee, and then exhale, bring the right hand on the block, on the floor, either fingertips on the floor, or you can have the elbow above the knee. If you have the elbow above the knee, do not collapse here, press the forearm on the thigh. Now, left hand is on your hip and move the elbow back to open the chest. Don't be afraid to really bend the knee. You can stay here. You can lift the left arm up. You can turn the palms to the direction of the head and bring the arm overhead. And press the feet down and inhale, come up, feet forward. So you will stay into Uddita Hasta Padasana. I just had to move to turn to face the camera. Okay, now moving to the left side, move the right foot in and the left side, the left foot out in 90 degrees. Try to keep the heel in line with the arch of the back leg. Inhale, exhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, bring the left hand either on the block if you have blocks, fingertips on the floor, or elbow just above the knee. Do not collapse here. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Right hand is on the hip and move the elbow back to open the front of the chest. Can you see how I'm trying to create a straight line from the back heel to the crown of the head? Yes? Even with the arm you can see it more. So this is a side angle pose. So you want to extend your side body, yes? Breathing in and out. Don't allow the left knee to move in. Keep pressing the left knee back into your hand or towards the back. Don't allow the back knee to bend. Keep the back leg straight. Breathe. And press the feet and inhale, come up. Feet forward, fingertips in front of your chest, and then feet together. Tadasana. Okay, now we will move into Adho Mukha Svanasana, also known as downward facing dog pose. Then, from downward facing dog pose, we will repeat all the poses we did before, but now instead from standing from Uddita Hasta Padasana, we will move into the pose from downward facing dog. In this way, we will explore a different perspective. Yes, how does the pose feels different when I move into the pose from a different direction? Before we move into Adho Mukha Svanasana, we will go into Adho Mukha Virasana, because I find this is the best way to find the right distance, right proportions for your Adho Mukha Svanasana for the downward facing dog pose. So for this one, join the big toes together and allow the knees to be a bit wide apart. You don't want them too wide apart because you want the side of the ribs to rest on the inner thigh. Yes, you don't want the ribs to hang there. So knees are a bit apart, not together, just a bit apart. Place the palms on the floor, and when you place the palms on the floor, just make sure that the sit bones, the pelvis is heavy on the heels. You don't want, when you move into the pose, to lift the hips up from the heels. Keep the hips on the heels and keep them heavy there. So take as long as you need to move into Adho Mukha Virasana, also known as a chalice pose. And keep your gaze forward. Keep your gaze forward. This is helping your dorsal spine, your thoracic spine to move into the body. So keep your gaze forward, pelvis on the heels, and walk your hands forward. When you find your limit, then you can go into the feeling of your upper back. Observe how your muscles are engaged and keep those muscles engaged as you bring the chin in and you rest the forehead on the floor. Now from here, you move your shoulders over the wrists without moving your hands or your feet. Yeah, this is the distance you will keep for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Then tuck the toes, keep your gaze towards the floor, and then press the toes down, press the feet down to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. The head is moving in. You can start with the knees slightly bent and the heels up. Move the hips higher. Your intention here is to move the hips higher and higher. Then straighten the legs, engage the top of the thighs, and then move the heels towards the back of the room and eventually towards the floor. Keep lengthening the spine and engage the legs in a way so you feel your body weight moving towards the legs and not towards the arms. This pose should not feel heavy on your arms, but more on the legs. Breathing in and out from the nose. And then exhale, bring the knees to the floor and sit on your heels. So this is Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now we will try to move from Adho Mukha Svanasana to Udita Parsvakonasana, side angle pose, Trikonasana, and Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, and again Udita Parsvakonasana, downward facing dog. Right side and on the left side. We will practice together one time for each side, but feel free to pause the video and do this for more times on your own. Yes? So let's start by moving Adho Mukha Virasana. Lengthen the spine, keep the hips on the floor. Tabletop, tuck the toes, exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana, lengthen the spine. Bring the knee to the chest, move the shoulders over the wrist, and step the right foot between your hands. Spin the back heel on the floor, left hand on your hip, open the chest, open the chest. Here, Udita Parsvakonasana, left arm up, left palm facing the head side, and bring the arm overhead. Inhale here, exhale, left arm up towards the ceiling, right leg straight, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your right knee. Press the feet. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, both hands on the floor. Right foot back. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath here. Get ready for the left side. Left knee to the chest and left foot between your hands. Spin the back heel to the floor and open your chest to the right side. Bring your right hand to the hips, move the elbow back, open the chest, right arm up towards the ceiling, palm is towards the direction of the head, arm overhead. Inhale, exhale, right hand to the ceiling, inhale, exhale, left leg straight, Trikonasana. Inhale here, exhale, left knee bend, and inhale, press the feet to the floor, come up, Virabhadrasana 2. And windmill the hands to the floor, left leg back, left foot back, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 2 to 3 breaths here. You can make them 5 as well. And then knees to the floor. And sit on your heels. Now we will move into Spadasana. This is your time here if you want to pause the video and practice this flow of asanas for a few more times, maybe 2, 3 times, 5, it's up to you. I think 3 times are more than enough. And then you can come back into press play on the video and continue. So then we have now our final pose, Spadasana. So for this one, you come to sit on the center of your mat, lengthening the spine, and then place the palms just behind the pelvis with the fingers pointing forward. So you want to come to the floor now with the elbows at the floor at the same time, because you don't want to be leaning to one side more when you're lying on the floor. So slowly exhale and try to bring both elbows at the floor to touch at the same time, and then slap the arms to your side and bring the spine to the floor. Keep the knees bent with the ankles under the knees. Press the feet down, and by pressing the feet down, lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Make sure that you're not coming up from the belly and from the lumbar spine, but pressing the feet, and from the buttocks and the thighs you lift up. You want to feel that you're opening the hip region, as the front of the hips. You can interlace the fingers behind your back and roll the shoulders in. The belly feels soft here. And then exhale, release down. Bring the right knee to the chest and straightening the left leg to the floor. Bring the right foot to the floor with the knee bent. Bend the left knee and bring the left knee to the chest, and then straightening the right leg. Bring the left foot foot to the floor. Bend the right knee, right foot to the floor. And now we will move into Shavasana. We need to make sure that we are straight line, spine straight, and then straightening one leg. I like to press the heel on the floor when straightening the leg, just to make sure I'm not deviating from the midline. And I do the same with both legs, one at a time. And then I allow the feet to drop out, hands are facing up, and close your eyes for your Shavasana. Very often we neglect Shavasana, but I consider it to be one of the most important asanas of our practice. You can start your Shavasana by scanning your body. I like to start from the muscles of my face, relaxing the forehead, the eyebrows, especially the jaw. And then I feel my body becoming a bit heavier, sinking into the floor, relaxing. You can stay here for longer. And now coming out of the pose, go and bend both of the knees, feet flat on the floor. Then rest the palms on your torso, on the belly. Bring the right arm over the head and roll to the right side and rest the head on your right hand, right arm. Take 2 to 3 breaths here into fetus position, and then press the left palm on the floor, and with the head being heavy, come up